Hey guys, I'm Devin de Lima. So one of my last Invisalign videos let you guys know that I was going to be doing a Q&A. There was some frequently asked questions, and if you guys had any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'm going to go through them today. So let's get right into it. Jessica said that she had 14 attachments, and that she has a fear of them yellowing or staining. How do you keep them extra clean and prevent staining? Honestly, just like your regular toothbrush routine. I think that you'll be fine. I've had some come off a few weeks. Afterwards, I think one of my bottom attachments came off after I had it on for 6 weeks, and there was no staining whatsoever, and you would think that that would start around then. So don't worry about that. I think that that's something that they take into account with it, and if it's something that you're really worried about, maybe ask your dentist about what's the chances and things like that of that happening. Jennifer asked, why do some people get the attachments and others don't? What do the attachments do? Do they have to file in between your teeth in the beginning? I think they said they do that to make a space to move my teeth, and I don't want them filed. All great questions. The first one, some people get attachments and others don't. It really depends on how much movement there has to be. Attachment is basically like an anchor for your tooth to move, at least from what I understand. So that if you lose an attachment, it's a little frustrating because then that tooth might not move as exactly as you would want it to from tray to tray. You don't have to file in between your teeth in the beginning, only because it all depends on what your issue is. If you have overcrowding, then they're probably gonna want to file in between teeth just to give them room to actually move, because sometimes the teeth just come in and they're naturally too wide, and they have to kind of narrow them down. I know that I slenderized a lot of my bottom teeth because they were just too wide and there was no room, and it was almost easier for them to then just take off like a little bit of sections on each tooth instead of like moving them back and moving all the teeth back just to make room for them because they were so wide. And it can also look a little unnatural if you have really wide teeth. So it all depends on your situation. This one I just put in for my ego because Shah Ron said, you sort of look like Channing Tatum. Thanks for the info. Thank you for the compliment. Calendar Page brought up how they just got their first trays last Thursday. They were such a wimp going in, and they don't need rubber bands, and it didn't hurt. Now that they've had them for a few days, it's easier to get them on and off, but their mouth doesn't hurt, though they did have a little headache on and off the first 2 days. That's totally normal, and sometimes you'll just find trays that will give you headaches, and it's so annoying. For the first few days, you'll just be like, hey, I just changed this tray. Why am I getting headaches? Because I changed the tray. And you have to realize that you're moving essentially bones in your mouth. Yeah, you're going to get a headache. It's going to happen. Just make sure you're taking stuff if you want to. I mean, it's not unbearable by any means. Allegedly Spiffy said, I live in Bolingbrook. Which ortho in Naperville? I go to innovative orthodontic centers in downtown Naperville. Pretty great. I go to Dr. Ibrahim. Everything's been great. She's really nice. Stellar review. Seems to really care. If I'm being honest, sometimes it seems like she's a little distracted with how many patients she has, but it doesn't mean that if you have questions that she won't like stop what she's doing and talk to you about them and address them, which is awesome. Flex Bormar said, to all of you in the comments, what does it cost for you so far? I want to get my teeth straighter, but I don't want metal braces. I've heard Invisalign is more expensive, but I don't really want the actual braces. First and foremost, I totally get it. I never wanted metal braces. I feel like after you're not a child or like in middle school anymore, it's weird. But I will say that I don't know why they're more expensive, but they are. I think that it's because of the convenience factor, so they can hike the price. I will tell you, I put down, I believe it was like $1,900 as a down payment, and then it's $225 a month for 18 months after that for my entire treatment. So yeah, it's really expensive, but if you have the means to do it, I completely believe that it's worth it. Especially if you're someone who's really worried about having metal braces. Justina Melnick just said, super jealous that you have Accelerant. My clean check was around 27 trays, and I would love for that to be shorter. Honestly, it doesn't change the number of trays. It just changes how long you have them. So traditionally, you would have trays for 2 weeks, and with Accelerant, only have trays for a week. I've heard that this is kind of conflicting. Some orthodontists are like, no, you can just change them after a week no matter what. Some of them recommend that you don't do that. It really depends on what your orthodontist is more comfortable with and how strong your roots are. If you have better teeth, chances are you're able to do more. All I can say, Justina, is don't worry. It's gonna be over with. And you're gonna be so happy that you did it. So I know it's frustrating right now and it sucks, but you're going to be so happy that you went through this process. And hey, you saved money on doing it, so kudos you. Ken G said, I've never heard of Accelerant or whatever it's called. I'm on 24 out of 32, and so far so good. I'll probably have refinements because my bite is still off. Same here. I have to have probably about 4 more months of refinements. And it's funny going back now, watching my video about the attachments and how I didn't want refinements at all, and I still don't really want refinements at all, but I talked to my orthodontist about it, and she was kind of talking about hey, we can pull these teeth down, and then we can move this and we can do that. Now it'll be much easier, much better to do this, which wasn't a possibility before. And at the end of the day, whenever I tell someone, hey, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do 4 more months of this, it sucks. And they're like, well, how long does that put you at? And I'm like, oh, I'm going to have Invisalign for a year. They're like, shut up, because, traditional braces take a lot longer for a lot of people. So they're like, you're fine. You'll get over it. You're fine. GB said, I use Accelerant with my Damon system braces. I don't know if it's speeding up the process. My orthodontist doesn't recommend its use for Damon, but I thought it was worth a shot if it cuts down my treatment time. My ortho charges $800 for the device. Wow. And they never checked the data. I don't know why they wouldn't work with the Damon system braces. The Damon system braces, for those who don't know, because I had to Google it, is basically just like traditional braces. That's interesting. It's also interesting to me that your ortho charged so much for the device. I'm guessing mine's a little bit cheaper just because I leased it and then I return it, and they just kind of give people new mouth guards. But the fact that they never checked the data or anything is kind of disappointing, to say the least. Yeah, I mean, maybe it is cutting down your treatment time and they're just not going to say it to you directly. I don't know. And lastly, and I'm apologizing so much if I butcher your name, Tiara Johnson said, I think it depends on your dentist and case. I've seen people who don't have Accelerant and still only wear each tray for a week. Every case is so unique. And I think that this is a really great point to end on, and to remember that even though what I'm going through is what I'm going through, it might not be what you're going to go through, and that's okay. And you might have much better experiences with Accelerant or with Invisalign overall, and you might have worse. It just kind of is what it is. But as long as you are comfortable with what's going on in your own journey, I'm hoping that these videos are making you more better equipped so that when you go in there, you can ask the questions that you really want to ask, and that you can get the answers that you really need in order to decide whether to go with a Damon system braces or with Invisalign, or if you're in the middle of Invisalign, what are attachments and things like that. Because I feel like there was a lot of research that I did before I started this whole process, and there was not that many resources. There was a lot of people being like, before and after, look at my teeth, look at me. And I was like, congratulations. How the hell did that happen? How much did that cost? Be transparent with me. And it made me really frustrated. So my goal with these videos is to just kind of be the resource for that, because at the end of the day, it's vain. It's all vanity. Let's just get it out there. We're only correcting our teeth because we're insecure about it and because we think that we'd look better with straighter teeth, generally. So now that that's out of the way, it's whatever. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I put out new videos every single Saturday. If you guys have any more questions about Accelerant or Invisalign, leave them in the comments down below. If there's enough, I might do another Q&A video, or I'll just reply back to the ones down below. I always try to reply to every single comment, so please don't feel that I'm ever ignoring your comments. All of them mean so much to me. And yeah, I hope that you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next week for another brand new video. Later.